Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Saturday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Saturday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Saturday. Saturday, bring it on.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Basketball Leadership Podcast. Here are your hosts, Steve Collins and Greg Berg.
Hey, Coach. Welcome to the Basketball Leadership Podcast. I'm so excited you decided to join. Before we jump in, real quick, go over and check out Coach Berg's website, gberg.gumroad.com. It is awesome. You will not be disappointed. It's a little bit of everything. There's free resources over there with a preseason checklist, off-season playbook, all sorts of great things. Go over and check it out. All half of it's free. I should yell at him for all the free stuff he's giving away, but it's great. His team leader OS is awesome. So go over and check that out. Also, when you're there and you're thinking about it, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. You take that leadership, you take all the stuff that I have built over the last 30 years to build a nationally ranked team, to be nationally ranked, to win 3 state championships. Everything I have learned over the last 30 years is in teachhoops.com. Go over and check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. 14-day free trial. And let's head off to the podcast. Bye. We're both we're laughing as we're coming on because today's topic for the Basketball Leadership Podcast is the 10 mistakes leaders make. And I was teasing and going, oh, it could be like 50 mistakes. It's like,
and this is really team leaders.
Right.
But I think you could apply it to leadership in general. I mean, these go hand in hand. So I'll go through them pretty quick. Obviously, there's 10 of them. Actually, I have 11.
Okay, we'll go 11.
We'll go 11. Number one is the positional leadership mindset. I mean, especially with high school, this is an issue where they think that getting the title of being a captain, gives them this power. And so many people think leadership is about position. And in reality, leadership has nothing to do with position. Leadership is about influence and it's about relationships. And unfortunately, when kids have or anyone has a positional leadership mindset, it can be a disaster for a team because they basically think they have power over people that they don't, and it creates a lot of issues.
Yes.
Number two is thinking the job is over once you're selected. So sometimes kids, get into a leadership role and they've done a lot of work to kind of get there. And then it's kind of in the same vein as the positional leadership, but that's when the work starts, because the reality is when you become a leader on a team, you really need to have a servant leadership approach. You have to understand that it's no longer about me anymore. When you're a leader, it's about us and we, and you really have to think of it that way. And that's sometimes a hard switch for kids to flip.
It is. Yes. Keep going, Coach. Let's go
number
through
3,
these.
not confronting issues. We've talked about this a lot.
Yes.
As a coach, you need to confront issues, but we also don't know all the issues that are going on behind the scenes, the locker room, outside of school. And this is where you really need your team leaders to be that gatekeeper of your culture and to confront things. And if they can't confront them, they got to let you know, because when you do not confront issues, they're going to kill your team in the end. And so that's a mistake that's common, that's often made. You ever had that happen, Coach?
Multiple times. And the thing is, it will it's like a slow burn too. It's like it's not an overnight thing. It's the
and it shows up at the end of the season and it turns into something bigger, and you're like, dang.
Yep. And early in my career, you definitely I tend to know this. Again, it's weird because as you've done this longer, you tend to see the signs. I tend to see them, so I can put. It's like the smoldering ambers in a fire. Like I can smell it, I can see it, and it's like, ooh, I better go get a bucket of water and pour it on this thing because otherwise it's going to be, That's the art of coaching, and that takes time. It does. Sure. It does.
The fourth one I think is the hardest for high school kids, and that's succumbing to peer pressure. It's so hard when you've grown up with these kids your whole life to all of a sudden be put in a leadership role and hold teammates accountable. We've talked about this before, but it's really, really hard. And that's why I think leadership at the high school level, when you get good ones, it makes a good team really, really good.
Really good. Yes. Really good.
It's hard to do.
And it's best when it's your best player. I'm convinced. It's not. I think it's less than half the time is your best leader, your best player. But when it is your best player, it can. It can.
We all think, too many people think it should always be your best player, but I think the research I've read and heard about, it's like 20% of the time your best player is your best leader.
Yeah, I agree.
So, allowing negativity to build behind the scenes, kind of similar to not confronting issues. If you allow that can really hurt a team in the long run. Entitlements due to your position, that similar to positional leadership mindset. Not being one of the hardest workers in the room. Your leaders have to be one of the top 2-3 hardest workers. They have to lead by example. And when they don't, that really can backfire with the team. And so that's something we talk about in the team leader checklist. Poor choices, in reference to leading by example, you got to make good choices outside of your sport as well, whether that's in school, whether that's in social situations. It's really you can't lead other people if you're not making those right choices. Talking poorly of teammates or coaches is a mistake that anyone can make. But when team leaders start bad-mouthing a coach's decision or bad-mouthing a teammate, that's devastating for a team. These are the conversations we have to have with kids, before they become a leader, so they know what these expectations are.
Right. I see that in schools as a teacher too. And it's like, the issue is if I have something to say, I'm just going to go say it to you. Like if you're my admin, I'm just like, whatever. I'm not going to say it to the person the room next to me. It's like, I'm going to you. Like,
I know.
And it's that negative. You can just feel it sometimes growing. And it's like, okay. And sometimes you'll say, I don't have that control. And I said, well, then who does have the control to take care of? I'll give you an example. It's like, I got new windows put in my room. I'd never had windows.
Yeah.
And because we're under construction, they're redoing the school. So I didn't have windows ever. So 2 years ago, I got windows and I faced directly toward the sun. So they put blinds in and it was fine at the beginning of the school year. But if you know anything about how the sun works, it gets lower.
Yeah.
And I'm on the second floor and it gets lower until yesterday, until the middle of December. And kids were being blinded. So they brought in shades. They didn't work. They put the wrong ones in. And like, I could complain to everybody. I went to the people that were going to like, you need to fix this.
Yep.
And eventually I went down during the day and grabbed one of them and said, sit in this chair. And they go, oh, this is wrong. I go, yes, I'm not complaining to complain. I'm complaining because the student and they still didn't, they put in better ones. They didn't put, anyway, it's better, but it's like, you go to the source. And that's what I tell them, my players. It's like, if you're like, got something to say, come say it to me. I'm not going to hold it against you or your teammate, go say it. Like, you're not working hard.
Those are such a life skill.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you see it with adults all the time too. And I see it in my role all the time with adults. It's just sad. Like, just go have a conversation with the person involved. I hate flock shooting on that note. one or two people are doing something and we're going to send a mass email out to everybody. No, deal with the issue, deal with the incident, deal with the person.
Yes.
And that applies to coaching as well.
Yes.
And then the last two are, I think, real important ones. Not celebrating all roles on a team. Team leaders need to celebrate that last guy, that might get in the game on a bench and their role as much as, that leading scorer. That's so important for team leaders. It's a mistake they can often make. And then lastly, same thing with coaches. And I think team leaders need to have this too, but you know what? Don't take credit for wins and put blame on the losses. Maybe do the other approach, you know, give it to the team on the wins and own it a little bit more yourself on the losses.
Yes. And as a coach, you have to do that. Like
you do,
and I'll take this one. I got this one. This was me, whatever. It's like, okay.
And when you're a team leader, best players getting interviewed after a game, and I have these conversations with ours before the game, or I'm sorry, before the interview. I'll grab them aside and I'll say, hey, remember, it's all about team on the win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because those reporters, they try to bait them into talking about
they do. It's like they're 16. Stop it.
I know.
Stop.
You got to train. So you got to train your kids to how to do that. And that's really what this is all about. So there's 11 quick things we went through, mistakes that team leaders can make that I think are all important reminders to have with your team leaders.
I do. All right. Till next week, Coach.
All right. See ya.